It's like you go from the Sahara to Siberia, but it's good. And actually, it's warmed up a lot. So
Yeah, I bet it has. Bet it has.
People in and out the pool, which is good.
Excellent. I'm just going to try and get into Facebook now. Just hold on. Also, Richard, have you got the photograph that you can put up?
I've got your. You can't see it on. You can't. Bear with me a second. Let me just get your so you can see. So on our Zoom party, you can only see what's on this Zoom, but what's going out now. So on my desk you can't see, but I've got a picture of you that just comes up with your. Bear with me. If you can. Can you see my screen?
Oh, hold on. I've just logged into Facebook. Let's just have a look. Oh, yes, yes,
So
yes. That's what you can see.
So that appears that appears on Facebook. That appears on Periscope, YouTube. So, but then when I change, go back to desktop, that's what comes back up when we're talking. So when the music's playing, that comes on, and then when we're back talking, that comes on.
Okay, and has that done it in the past, Richard?
Yeah, so I think I did that last time. Yeah.
Oh right, okay. Because I'm obviously a bit concerned when we chat when the music on.
No, so like now you talk now. You talk. I've muted you. You can hear me. So if I talk now and you talk now. So when you two are talking, you two talk now. I can't hear it because I've muted you, so it doesn't go out. So all the listeners will be able to hear, and people on Facebook is the music. So when I put that back on, you start talking now.
Yeah, but what I was going to say was if that photo's not on when a song's on,
yeah,
and we might be talking, people might be lip reading.
Yeah. Well, I try and remember to put the.
Oh well, I'll remember.
Don't worry.
We don't want to say anything. Not that we ever would say anything, but just in case.
Right then, I think we're just about ready. 3 minutes. 3 minutes, Dougie Fresh.
Excellent.
Have you had your nervous wee, Narelle?
I've had me wee. Oh God! When we do the live shows, I've got to have a nervous wee, haven't I, Fiona?
Yep, I know. Yes, get rid of that wee.
But the thing is, it's a habit now. Even if I don't want to go, I just think I need to go, just in case.
Yeah, no, I haven't had a nervous wee, but that's fine.
Yeah, but you don't normally anyway.
I'll just pee myself here if I need. I've used
quite liberating, isn't it?
So my pelvic floor is strong.
I'm doing mine now. I'm on 4th floor. Oh, hang on a sec. I've got my daughter ringing me. Lily.
Oh, I'm going to go to the
Hey,
person
babe,
who
I'm
sells
just
the
about
honey,
to go live on
Fiona.
radio. Can I ring you back in an hour?
Do you want some?
Okay.
Are you all right?
I'd love some, yes. Who's that? Who sells the honey?
All right, I'm sorry.
It's somebody who I met at a group. Her husband is a beekeeper.
How much do they charge for a pot?
£3
for a regular jam jar pot.
Yeah, but it's a smaller version actually. I think I brought the big versions down. She says that she hasn't got any big versions available. She's only got the small ones.
Okay. Right, I'm gonna mute you now, so you can carry on talking between yourselves. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention?
Broadcasting around the world.
Well, hello.
This is your #1 internet radio station.
I'm Narelle Summers. Good morning or good afternoon or good evening if you're listening to this on Catch Up. Today, I'm going to be talking to Fiona Summers. She has an amazing journey to share with you. From going from her kitchen, making apple crumble, to running an international business and doing live television shows. Good morning, Fiona. How are you?
I'm really well, and thank you so much for having me on your show.
I'm really, really excited for you to share your journey with everybody. But first, let's kick off with a song, Unwritten by Natasha Bedingfield.
Are you sure? I've got
Yeah.
I've got We Are Family. Right, at least we know we're live.
That's Fiona's
My song.
Oh, sorry. Right then.
I like the Natasha Bedingfield one as well. We could have a story behind that saying, actually, that was for Fiona.
Bear with
Not
me.
that I've ever
because
heard.
normally I pick two songs, one for me at the beginning and one at the end, and two for my guests.
Really
There
sorry.
you go. We go with the flow.
So
We do go with the flow.
so
No one's died, so we're all good.
we're all good. So at least the thing is, at least I know it's live. I've got all the
Yes,
other three
it's
songs. Because there is normally 4. I've only got 3, so it's me. I've made it. So which one was it, love? Sorry.
It's Unwritten by Natasha Bedingfield.
I don't know
So-
that song.
Anyway, you're listening to Narelle Summers, Be Kind to Your Mind, with special guest Fiona Jane Summers, live on Smile Radio, and I'm an idiot. We'll be right back after this.
I am unwritten, can't read my mind. I'm undefined. I'm just beginning, the pen's in my hand, ending unplanned. Staring at the blank page before you, open up the dirty window, let the sun illuminate the words that you could not find. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibitions, feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you, only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Drench yourself in words unspoken, live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins, the rest is still unwritten. Yeah. Oh. I break tradition. Sometimes my tries are outside the line. Yeah. We've been conditioned to not make mistakes, but I can't live that way. No. Staring at the blank page before you, open up the dirty window, let the sun illuminate the words that you could not find. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibitions, feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you, only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Drench yourself in words unspoken, live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins.
Nursery in Wakefield has been providing the highest standard of childcare for over 22 years. Situated on Eastmoor Road, we are close to the M1 and M62 motorway network and also convenient for Wakefield city centre, schools and major places of employment. For more details, check out our website at www.collegegrovenursery.co.uk or give us a call on 01924 200 120 to arrange a visit. College Grove, a special nursery which takes a hand, opens a mind and touches a heart.
So we're back with Narelle Summers, Be Kind to Your Mind, and I'm joined by my very special guest, Fiona Summers. So as I said before, your journey literally was from your kitchen making apple crumble to running an international business and going on live television. So tell the audience, how did that come about?
Well, it was interesting because, as a young girl, a teenager in my 20s, I always wanted to be a mum. I just thought that was great. I have 5 children, quite a few children, and happy, making apple pies, happy going to toddler groups, to gym tots, it just was what I did and I loved it. My husband actually is an award-winning inventor and he was inventing things and selling them around the world, and I didn't even have to think about working, and it was very much out of my comfort zone. By the time I'd had a few children, that was great. I was happy there, and it just felt comfortable to always be there. And then everything went a little wrong. Didn't really know what was going for a couple of years, but basically the people we were working with had gone bankrupt. We had no income and 5 kids in private schools. So obviously our bank accounts were in free fall. Didn't really know exactly what to do at the time. But obviously options of selling a house, taking the kids out of school, these had been thrown at me. At which point I was like, okay, that is not an option. I am not taking my kids out of school, don't really want to move. And the only option was for me to go back to work, which was, terrifying, because I hadn't done anything for, what in essence was a good 15 years. But it was that, as I guess they called it, a light bulb moment. Do you sink or do you swim? Do you take that leap of faith, or do you just stay inside your little comfort zone and think, I just can't do it, and I'm not confident enough? And thankfully, I did decide to just try the best I could to just try and make a difference in a really, really big, frightening world. And I was terrifying. And to start with, there were very, very, very small little steps that I took towards basically resurrecting a whole business and getting it back on track. And thankfully, nobody got taken out of schools and we still live in our home. And it was one of those, if I really could do it, which I did, I actually truly believe that, anybody, if you take control and you make a decision to really make a difference and step outside your comfort zone, which is terrifying. But, I think if I could do it, which I did, I would love to help people. I would love to inspire people. And I really would say to them, come on, you know what, you can do it. And everyone's goals are different. Mine was trying to get a big international business up and running. But even if it's just little goals of, having a part-time job or creating your own smaller business, just get out there and do it. It was a great journey in many ways, albeit terrifying.
I think, and also it's about being brave, and feeling that fear and do it anyway. And I know there's a book out there, and you said, on a couple of times just then, you were terrified, and we're not talking about going from your little kitchen into a little part-time office job. You went straight from your kitchen onto live television. And that is scary in itself, So not only were you brave to do, and you said those little steps, but sometimes they were big steps, and big challenges. You were in a world with the big boys. That's all I can describe it with. And, and having that courage to get up on live television. Now, you know, because obviously I've known you for a long time, Fiona. And I know you from, you know, you just potting around, looking after the girls, looking at, you know, cooking things, and that, you know, and that was your world, and you thought that would be, you know, your world for a lot longer. And I mean, I'm not saying that you didn't have the confidence or the self-esteem. I just don't think it was there. It wasn't there because you didn't need it. And then all of a sudden you had to gain that confidence. You had to gain that self-esteem and go out. Because I can remember you telling me one of the training sessions before you were going out onto the live shows, you had to pass some training. Would you like to tell the audience about that story? Because I just think it's brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, it was funny, but you're right. I didn't have the confidence. I didn't have the self-esteem. And actually, in my situation, where literally I was going to lose everything, I had to do something. I mean, to take you back to when I was a child, I never had a speaking part. I would try to do a sickie on those days that I knew I'd have to read a paragraph out in English. I was in the nativity play. I was the sheep that hid behind the other sheep who didn't have, you know, speaking parts. So for me, the idea of live television, absolutely not in a million years. And yeah, we were at a very pivotal point in the business that was very much going downhill, that we had just been given this opportunity on QVC USA. And I just literally, I stepped up to the mark. I have no idea where the courage came from, but it was a case of, we're about to lose everything, or you're going to do this, Fiona. And I went to QVC. I said, I'm going to present this product. Product was invented for me. I'm going to do it. Honestly, I mean, half of me was like, yes, you are. The other half is like, no way. The other half was like, yes, you are. The other half was like, no way. I sat in a room in this training with all these super, super confident, enthusiastic people with their products. And again, I was just like, oh my God, I want to go home. And then the other half of me was like, no, you are here. You can do it. So much inner chimp talking going on that it was just terrifying. I mean, honestly, my heart was outside of me beating. And yeah, they were asking people to do a 1-minute pitch. And I was thinking, no, 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 yes, 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 no, 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 yes, yes, yes. I was torn between my little person in my little kitchen making apple pie. So this woman that was like, you know, you've got to do this. You've got to save your family, you know. And yeah, I did my 1-minute pitch. I think I nearly had a coronary heart attack with anxiety. But then I thought, actually, that was okay. I survived. You know, I did survive. And then it was another step. Then it was another step. And I mean, yeah, there were a lot of cliffs that I fell off. And I was like, okay, just fallen off a cliff. But you know what? That is not going to stop me. Tenacity is a new part of my character, which has become huge. You know what? If somebody says I can't do it, hell, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to prove them wrong. And honestly, the kind of the massive obstacles that I've managed to get over in my little world of business have been huge. And again, I'm like, okay, that's good. Let's go on to the next one, because life is full of challenges. Like at the moment, people, maybe they have lost their jobs, or maybe their husband's lost their job, and maybe you did do something before that you don't think you can do again. But you know what? Really, really search within, really talk to yourself, and maybe make that decision to just go, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to step outside my comfort zone. We're in a very different world at the moment, and I think being tenacious, being adventurous, being positive is going to get a lot of us through when maybe we might not. So I think, yeah, you know, I mean, it was a real time of adversity for us within our family. But I think, you know, the world now is giving people opportunities, but actually making them look within themselves to kind of say, well, hold on a minute, things have changed. Can I actually do something? Well, yes, you know, I would say yes, you can. Be big, be brave, and take that leap of faith. I did, and it was good.
Yeah, and I think you're right, Fiona. I mean, we are globally, you know, in a very different situation now, and people are losing their jobs, or they're having to change career or whatever. And it is about being brave. And something that you said after you'd done that minute presentation in front of a group of people who, you know, was well presented before, they'd done presenting jobs before, and QVC USA, I mean, it's massive, you know. And afterwards you was like, oh, okay, well, I survived that. And I think, you know, people think to themselves, I've got to do this, you know, and oh, it's going to be really bad. Oh my God, you know. And then when they've done it, they realise it wasn't as bad as they thought it was, or the thing that they thought was going to go wrong never went wrong. You know, they let their inner chatter, their chimp, control themselves and then go, right, okay, and just completely talk themselves out of it. Now, you've mentioned a lot of times, you know, that you've had, you know, just now, you know, the inner chatter, the inner battle, what's going on. I mean, how would you tell the audience, how would you deal with that?
Well, I was lucky that I did use havening, which really helped me, because the one thing I really wanted to do was I would have a lot of energy. I mean, it was terrifying, you know, kind of, oh my God, energy, but I wanted to turn it into like, yes, come on, you could do it. It was positive energy as opposed to, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, I can't do it. So the havening really helped me because it made me use that energy in a positive way. But yeah, there's a lot, but even now there's a lot of talking to myself. I wake up and I think, oh my gosh, you know, the French this, or the contract that, or the legal, and I'm just like, okay, cancel. It's not a big problem. You've overcome other problems, so let's take each step to move towards solving it. I always say a problem's only a problem until you start solving it. Then it's something you're solving, and even if it takes the rest of your life to solve it, then just get on that path of solving it. But no, the havening really helped because it changed my whole mindset of, I've got this energy, I'm terrified, but actually it changed it to, I've got this energy, I can do it, I will do it, I've done it before, and it's all okay. But yeah, massive obstacles, a lot of disappointments, a lot of things that went wrong that could have stopped me again and again and again, but actually in some ways it only made me even more determined. And there are things that went wrong that I just think, you know, that went wrong, okay, move on, you know. But every step of the way has been a learning, you know, situation. I mean, I could sit in front of a whole boardroom now and I actually command the conversation. I know what I'm talking about, and albeit I'm pretending to be a big grown-up businesswoman, I'm actually really good at it now, you know, and cameras, you know, I get onto live television and I think, okay, where's the camera? Okay, if there's no presenter, I'll just do the show on my own. So far inside my comfort zone that I actually really enjoy it now. And yes, it's been a journey of 5-6 years, but actually a hell of a journey from literally apple pies to, yeah, a whole international business. And I truly believe everybody, as I say, has got different goals. And even if it's just a small goal of getting out and just, you know, working in a pub or something you really didn't feel you could do, you know what, you can do it, you know. You talk to yourself, you put yourself out there, because that's where the magic begins, outside your comfort zone. You know, for a lot of people, nothing much happens in their comfort zone. Well, you know, get out there, life's for living, you know. I always say that, just seize the day and be the best person you can be.
There's a couple of things that I want to discuss with you. Firstly, that, you know, the inner chatter, the cancel. I do think that it's really, really powerful to talk back to your inner chatter. And like the chimp, it's like a naughty chimpanzee or a naughty child. You know, you would tell it off if it's doing something that you don't like. And you can use cancel, you can use delete. I've started using snap out of it, because it's something auditory, as you know, two auditory things together to get me out of that inner chatter. And the thing is that inner chatter will always be there, okay? And it's about controlling it. You know, I have inner chatter, you know, everybody has inner chatter, but it's about finding ways of how to deal with it. And I really like the fact that, you know, when something does come up, when it is a challenge or you are faced with a problem, you actually think, okay, yeah, acknowledge it, but then focus on the solution.
Oh, definitely, every day.
I really liked that. Yes, really like that. And I think, you know, the majority of people, when they do have problems in their life, just focus on the problem and becomes overwhelming. You know, it can stop people from sleeping, anxiety, stop enjoying themselves. Stop focusing on the problem. You know, get a massive piece of paper. How can you, you know, solve that problem? And also, you said a couple of times about havening, and I'm actually a havening practitioner. And what havening is a psychosensory therapy, and it sounds a bit posh, that, but it's about using touch and visualization to remove those negative feelings attached to those negative memories. And also, it really does calm down, and you start to relax. So if you start getting anxious, if you're about to go on air or you've got a board meeting or something like that, and you do the self-havening, then it will really relax you. And I know that you have used that in the past to help you. And I think with everybody, if you've got a life-changing event like you did, it's about looking at different ways of how to deal with it. You use the cancel, you look at the solutions rather than the problems. You're using havening. And now, to be honest, Fiona, you are a completely different person to when I first met you and when you had the girls and things. Completely different. You're very driven, and you've got so much confidence, and you're everybody's friends, and you love networking, and that to me, you come two completely different people.
I mean, my kids say that as well, because I was a happy mum. I enjoyed that world I was in, but when I had to step out of it and feel the fear and actually really deal with life, for which I felt angry, I felt let down, I felt scared. I mean, a whole host of emotions. But the big thing with me was I didn't want to leave. I didn't want to let my kids down. I didn't want to leave my home. So there was a big force behind me. And in my opinion, there actually wasn't a choice. And I was very lucky that actually the product that I sell was invented for me by my husband. And I absolutely love it. I think it is absolutely brilliant. And actually, if you truly believe in something, it's, if you put your heart and soul into it, it actually works, and it's easy to do something that you love. And I have loved it because it does help so many people worldwide. But yeah, overcoming those fears, and actually now giving a role model to my kids, because they're like, whoa, go mom, girl power, and and I feel more fulfilled because I'm changing people's lives. I'm helping people in the world. Yes, I'm paying for school fees and keeping a roof over my head, but it's giving me a purpose in life. But again, that purpose on my level is an international business. I've got far too many kids, 5 kids. But for some people, it is that purpose of just generating a small amount of pocket money, or just using the brain. I mean, my brain had gone to mush with nappies. Whereas now I realize, you know what? The brain is like a muscle. If you use it, it does develop, it does strengthen. And every day, I mean, literally every day, I have that inner chimp. I wake up and I'm like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, you know what? Problems are for solving. And actually, if you can't change something, don't worry about it, but let's just sort that out. And one of my biggest assets, as my husband always says, is actually problem solving. You take a problem, you recognize it, and then you're onto solving it. But again, that could be anything in life. It could be your mobility, it could be your finance, it could be your marriage, it could be your job, whatever. Just look at it as something to improve, because otherwise, as you say, you're just left in that world of, I'm not really happy with this. Well, life really is too short, in my opinion, to have anything in your life that you feel you could improve. And it's just that confidence to take that step forward and go, actually, I'd like to change that. Or maybe I do want to go for a walk today. Or maybe I will apply for that job. You know what? Just get out there and do it. I've done it. And I am a very, very different person now. And I just think my life is just great, just because I feel I'm doing more and just enjoying the journey more. And tomorrow there is likely to be another crisis, or something goes wrong. I've got all sorts of goods in the wrong country and everyone's delayed, manufacturing's delayed. I mean, there's a whole list of things. But now I've dealt with that big fear of doing live television. Other things are kind of little small things. If I can get over getting on live television, I can certainly get over a shipment going to the wrong country. It's fine. So it's been an interesting journey, but one filled with anxiety. Just feeling disappointed in people, feeling scared. I'm a follower. I'm definitely a follower. Whereas now I'm in the leading position, and it's just not a position I'm comfortable. I always believe in life. You're either born a follower or a leader. I ain't a leader, but you know what? I'm in that position. I have no choice. So I'm going to enjoy it, because that's just where it is. I could spend my whole life upset about it or disappointed about it, but why not actually enjoy it? So I've chosen to embrace it, enjoy it, and just whatever little obstacles that come my way, I'm just getting really good at getting over them. So, and I hope to keep getting over them.
Fantastic. Now, as I said at the beginning, I asked my guests to choose 2 songs. So what was the first song you chose and why?
Well, it was We Are Family. I've got all my sisters and me because I have 5 daughters. And I just think the amount of times they go, oh, we got my sisters. Oh, I love my sisters. It just reminds me of our family group. And I guess me kind of doing what I've done. I'm just like, I'm supporting them all. They're managing to be on the paths that they would have liked to have been on, which they couldn't have been on if I hadn't have kind of got back in the driving seat. So yeah, that is my first song, is We Are Family.
So you're listening to Narelle Summers Be Kind to Your Mind with special guest Fiona Summers. And if you want any questions to put to Narelle or to Fiona, you can contact us via Facebook Live on Smile Radio Yorkshire, Instagram and Twitter at Smile Radio 3. So without further ado, let's pick the right song. I've got it ready. So we'll be right back after this. Stay tuned.
Just begun to get our share of this world's delight. High hopes we have for the future and our goals in sight. We know we don't get depressed. Here's what we call our golden rule. Have faith in you and the things you do. You won't go wrong. Oh no, this is our family jewel.
Hello, you're back with Narelle Summers, Be Kind to Your Mind, and with my guest, Fiona Summers. And I just wanted to pick up on a couple of things that you previously said, just to emphasise to the audience as well, that, you know, you were a stay-at-home mum, looking after the girls, making your apple pies, and had no skills.
Oh no, absolutely. I mean, I never.
Now now you've built up those skills, and I just want to emphasize it. If somebody sat at home going, "Oh, I'd really want to do this," but I just no, that's just out of my league, or that's impossible. I don't have the qualifications. I don't have the skills. I mean, for somebody like somebody turned up at your kitchen while you were doing apple pies and going, right, you're on live television next week.
I don't think so. No, you're right. I mean, I always grew up not really knowing what I wanted to do. I was one of those kids that didn't know what she wanted to do, but I knew I wanted kids. I knew I wanted animals. And so even at the stage of doing a degree, I didn't know what I wanted to do. And I'm not an academic. I didn't even want to do secretarial courses. Nothing really interested me. So I actually ended up traveling all around the world, which was great. And I think it exposes you to other assets in life. And then I think when I had my kids, I loved it. I didn't thankfully have to work. We had enough financial income without me needing to work. I sometimes ask myself, why did I have 5 kids? And actually, in some ways, I think I was almost creating a comfort zone that would last as long as possible. I kind of figured, by the time the eldest is a certain age, the youngest will be another age. I'll be at home. And then they might have grandchildren. So that'll keep me very much in my little comfort zone, protecting myself, because I was too scared, and I didn't have any skill sets, no degree. I can't really do anything. So yeah, I think that's probably the reason. And I did enjoy it, but one of my biggest fears was, what will I do when they all leave home? I mean, it really was quite a really frightening thought, actually, because I knew I really couldn't do anything as in technical. So yeah, I think I lived this fear of creating a comfort zone, not wanting to step out of it, which maybe a lot of people are in. I think an awful lot of women in. A lot of those people have actually, they have had a career, they've done degrees, they can do something, but that whole thing about having children it shuts down things, and it does create a feeling of, I can't do that anymore. And yeah, I mean, as I say, for me, it was a case of, I was at a cliff and somebody pushed me off. It was like, you're going down there and that's it. So I had to do so. Well, I guess I could have gone the easy route and done nothing and sold the house and taken the kids out of school, but no, thankfully tenacity reigned the day, and I developed some kind of huge courage that I still think, oh my gosh, did I really do that? And I did. And I guess I was lucky that, the business kind of had some structure, and I did have a, great product that, suddenly nobody was selling anymore, that I could almost pick up the reins of, although not on live shopping. That was, I'm not quite sure where that came from. It just so, as I say, it happened that we were launching with a great American presenter in the USA. She was going to do it, and little old me suddenly decided that it would be good for me to do it. But thank goodness for that, and what a great journey, and what a different mindset I do have. And actually my girls, interesting enough, they were going to be stay-at-home mums. Hey, mum's a stay-at-home mum, we'll be stay-at-home mum too. Isn't that great? Isn't it? And now they're like, okay, we're going to be independent. We're going to run our own businesses. If mum can do it, we can do it. So again, you kind of feel like you're on your own little journey, and you're, getting over obstacles. You're doing deals, or just whatever it is that you're wanting to do outside of your comfort zone. But there are little people watching. And for those, my 5 daughters that, range between 12 and 24, I didn't realize it, but they have been watching me the whole time. And now they're like, Mom, you are so different. And, you are just so independent, and we want to be like you. So I'm like, wow, that I hadn't kind of looked for the spectators on my journey. I was just on a mission myself. And my husband, bless him, he's the inventor of the products, and he's great. He's like, well, you're out there, you're selling, whatever I can do to help. So it's been a real role reversal. There was the man out there doing the business meetings, and I wasn't involved in the business, but I was at home keeping the fort. Whereas now I'm on like 40 flights a year. I'm out there doing the business, and my husband's like, okay, I take it that's a dishwasher there. And do we actually have a washing machine? So he's actually embraced his side of it to support me. So we are both way, I mean, I think his comfort zone is more distorted because of having a washing machine in it and that thing called a floor mop, So I think, the role reversal has been huge, but again, it's life, and you got to do what it takes. And Yeah,
and I think it's important to lead by example. Set an example to your children, and I think a lot of people don't realise, like you said, you had spectators and you didn't know that. There's not just with the confidence level, but there's other things that parents do that has a knock-on effect with their children, and it's copied behavior. They've been watching their parents do it, so they think it's normal, so then they go off and do it. And also I think it's important that you were saying that having babies makes a difference. And even if people have had a degree before, that when it is time to go and look for work, or maybe when the children go to university, maybe, and have that empty nest, that they feel that they can't go back or they can't do anything new. And it's about, being brave and doing it, stepping out of your comfort zone. And it's not as scary as you think it is. And also, when you're doing that, you have got spectators. And I think that was a really good analogy of that you weren't aware that you had spectators until later on, until the spectators started to talk to you and you realised that they had been watching you.
Oh, definitely.
And also, because I personally know how busy you are. Sometimes you're up on a morning because you've got phone calls to Australia, or you're up late on an evening because you've got phone calls to do America, and then obviously there's the UK in between, and sometimes these things that I guess when you're running your own business, weekends aren't weekends. You do work sometimes 7 days a week and long hours. So what do you do for quality me time, and how do you think that is really important to book that into your days and weeks?
I think it is important, because I could just work 24/7. I mean, I really could, and I'm so into the business. I'm into, because I enjoy feeling more fulfilled. I'm enjoying the journey now. I could easily just work 24/7. But no, for me, the big part is actually, taking time out for myself, but taking time to be with the kids. Because when it all started off, my youngest was only about 5. So I literally did spend a huge amount of time away from her, which I felt guilty about and I felt wasn't the right thing to do. But actually, in hindsight now, I think a lot of people, we stay in our comfort zone, we look after our kids, we do everything for them. And that now, for me, actually maybe wasn't the right thing to do. Because if you do everything for your kids, guess what? They can't do anything for themselves. If you do everything for your husband, he can't do everything for himself as well. So in many ways, I look back and I think, you know what, not only have I taught my kids to use the washing machine, and my husband, but actually I've taught them to think for themselves. So it's not just that role model of, hey, mum's this big, important, big businesswoman. It is actually, oh, well, she's in Australia, so maybe I will put the wash on, and we use, FaceTime, and oh yeah, no, you put the detergent in that because maybe the uniform hasn't been washed. So that has been brilliant for them, that they can cook a bit. Even my husband can cook a bit, because again, we've all adapted to things that have changed. So I think there's all a huge improvement. Also, an improvement of appreciation. I have girls that go to college in America. They're like, Mom, we know we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you working. And the way I actually give back to myself time is, obviously airplane mode is great. When I'm on the airplanes, I'm like, oh, okay, the Wi-Fi didn't work on that plane. That's me. That's my time with my little movies. I now, obviously the situation has changed with lockdown and, being in a world more home based, but I go for walks with my kids. We actually get out on the ponies. I spend time sitting with them. We cook things together. Those are things which for me are all the time I want for myself is that time with children, because as we know, they grow up really quickly and they're off, and that's it. And any part of their life beyond that is a bonus. But there's so many factors which, having taken that leap of faith, has improved all of us. As I say, even if it's just going without something. We had 6 years, we were having our first holiday together this summer, which obviously hasn't happened, but we had 6 years without a proper holiday. Well, guess what? Our holiday this year we were so excited to just be together, and actually disappointed it's not happening, but it will happen again. So just the idea that we'll do something together instead of, oh, where are we going this year? Oh, do I really want to go? I mean, everything has changed just because there's a greater degree of appreciation, because my time's special. My time, I work a lot, but yeah, you're right. You have to take that time for yourself, whatever little level it is, even just a little walk in the morning. You have to do that.
And I also think that the children are very grateful for what you've done and what you provide for them. And I know for a fact that you don't go out, and just spend all your money. As you said, this family holiday was special, especially because some of the girls now are a little bit older, so they may want to, obviously go and do that. Obviously with COVID, that had to be cancelled. So everything that it all revolves around the family, always. And I think also you said that your youngest was 5 when you had to go out and run the business, and that must have been really difficult, because it wasn't like you had a 9-to-5 job, so you was leaving, you were taking the 5-year-old to school and she might be going to after school clubs or whatever, or a childminder. You were going away for days at a time. And leaving the young one, so that it's difficult. But the thing is, now she really appreciates what you have done and understands the journey that you have taken.
Absolutely. I think they're much better people for it. I think there's a lot of women that don't want to leave their children behind, and obviously when they're very young, yes, it can be a challenge, but even then, step up to the mark. If something's happened that your husband maybe is not in a position to work, well, take the reins, do something about it, take control, instead of just sitting there going, oh my gosh, it's easy to do that. That's the easy route, but it doesn't necessarily mean you're achieving anything. And maybe it's that the husband has got to stay at home and you have got to go. I mean, it really, really, I think actually my comfort zone was incredibly small, but that fearful world of live television was as fearful for me as it was my husband being at home looking after kids and animals and washing machines and mops. I mean, that was like, oh, don't know how to do that. He didn't even know what the black box in the kitchen was. Well, it's a fridge, we have food in it, so it was very different. But yeah, it's installed definitely appreciation, fulfillment, and yeah, I think we're all better people for it. And I just think, I really honestly say this to people, if I could do what I did, I truly believe anybody can. Seriously, I was terrified to do anything. Really happy with apple pies and babies. Oh my God, the business world was a big world that I thankfully never had to be part of. Well, yeah, welcome to my world, but it's the little steps you take become huge achievements. And yes, I use the havening, I use the cancel, I use that. You can do this, pacing up and down my room going, okay, this is fine. This isn't a big problem. We're going to, it was just talking to myself, even every day now. And, I think, as I say, everybody has their own challenges in life, but, embrace them, get through it, get the other side of them, feel better for it, and if I can help any one of those people mentally, physically, as I say, I sell a product that I think is great. I love to get out there and help people. So it's actually, yeah, there's a lot of rewards from what I do. So
fantastic.
Just
what is your second song?
Just before just for our listeners, what is your product that you're selling?
Oh, it is called the Leg Master, and it was invented for me by my husband, having had too many children. And me not being a gym goer, I kind of said, look, invent something for me that is going to do some really great things in a minute, because I don't want to exercise for more than a minute. So no, it's a brilliant piece of home fitness that literally ticks a lot of boxes, strengthens the pelvic floor after 5 children. You can only imagine where that was, but toning, strengthening. So yeah, it's something that I sell worldwide, because you know what, I know people find it difficult to exercise, and I know the elderly people particularly, we're all living a lot longer, there's a lot of things you can do, but everyone's got a reason not to exercise. So yeah, I was lucky to have this invented for me. Does an awful lot for you, a minute a day, small piece of equipment. So it was great to be able to change people's lives. And that was one of the things. I went to all the live shopping channels and said, hey, this is invented for me. Could I have a little show, and could we try to sell it? And it sold well. So I was very lucky that I had something that was kind of already out there. And yeah, so it was good. And
Well, I think
just
the thing is, I already knew, but obviously you keep referring to your product. No, but the listeners
No,
don't.
I was going to ask
sorry.
her about it afterwards.
Oh, I'm sorry, Narelle. No, I'm
It's
sorry.
all right.
I've jumped in
no,
again.
it is. It's a great piece of fitness.
Well,
equipment,
I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll play your song, and then we'll expand a little bit more about your product. Is that okay?
Yeah. So what's your song, Fiona, and why have you chose it?
Okay. Well, one of my other things with cancel, delete, and you can do it was, and I always refer back to it when things went wrong, and maybe there's an opportunity of not achieving or not surviving. I'd be like, I will survive. If Gloria Gaynor can, I can. It used to make me laugh, and I was thinking, I will survive. You know what? Nothing that goes wrong in business is actually going to kill me. It might reduce my income. It might, not be an easy path, but I will survive. So yeah, I just love that because I think, yes, if I survived, anybody else can.
Without you by my side, but then I spent so many nights thinking how you did me wrong, and I grew strong, and I learned how to get along, and so you're back from outer space. I just walked in to find you here with that sad look upon your face. I should have changed that stupid lock. I should have made you leave your key. If I'd have known for just 1 second you'd be back to bother me. Oh, now go, walk out the door, just turn around now, 'cause you're not welcome anymore. Weren't you the one who tried to hurt me with goodbye? You think I'd crumble? You think I'd lay down and die? Oh, no, not I. I will survive. Oh, as long as I know how to love, I know I'll be alive. I've got all my life to live. I've got all my love to give. And I'll survive. I will survive. Hey, hey. It took all the strength I had not to fall apart. They're trying hard to mend the pieces of my broken heart. And I spent oh so many nights just feeling sorry for myself. I used to cry, but now I hold my head up high and you see me, somebody new. I'm not that chained up little person still in love with you. And so you felt like dropping in and just expect me to be free. Now I'm saving all my loving for someone who's loving me. Go on now, go, walk out the door, just turn around now, 'cause you're not welcome anymore. Weren't you the one who tried to break me with goodbye? You think I'd crumble? You think I'd lay down and die? Oh, no, not I. I will survive. Oh, as long as I know how to love, I know I'll be alive. I've got all my life to live. I've got all my love to give. And I'll survive. I will survive. Oh. Go on now, go. Walk out the door. Just turn around now. 'Cause you're not welcome anymore. Weren't you the one who tried to break me with goodbye? You think I'd crumble? You think I'd lay down and die? Oh, no, not I. I will survive. Oh, as long as I know how to love, I know I'll be alive. I've got all my life to live. I've got all
Hello, and welcome back, Narelle Summers, Be Kind to Your Mind, with special guest Fiona Summers. So you were just talking about the Legmaster, and that's the product that you sell around the world. If anybody was, because it is amazing, and I'm not just saying this because obviously my brother invented it. You go on it, and you only have to do 1 rep, and you can feel it working.
Oh yeah, no, it's very different because I think a lot of pieces of equipment or exercises forward motion, walking,
Yeah.
cycling, swimming. This is lateral, very different, very unique, and actually very, very good for the pelvic floor,
Yeah.
for internal muscles. And because it's just a very small thing, everybody can do it because you can use it sitting, standing. So it's been brilliant, let's say, for my elderly parents who they want to keep their mobility, they want to keep independence, so they use it sitting down. So no, it's very efficient and it takes the effort out of exercising. And for me, when it was invented for me, I had 5 kids. I didn't have any time, but my pelvic floor was on the floor, definitely concerned of coughing and sneezing, and the days of going on the trampoline were definitely over. But everything had changed. I didn't like the way I looked, and I just wanted some big changes in a small amount of time. So I said to my husband, forget everything, invent something for me. And that was a good 14 years ago. And that's what we were selling. And then everything changed. But I picked up the reins and said, this is a damn good product. I'm going to get it out there. Shopping channel are women, they're kind of the plus 40s, 50s, 60s. Those are the people that really, really need this. But it's just great for everybody. So no, it's really...
And where can people find it? I mean, bear in mind, Smile Radio is international. So where can different people find it? What websites?
Well, there's Legmaster. You'll normally see my little face, Fiona Summers. There's legmaster.com. There's legmaster.co.uk. Legmaster will do it. So
yeah.
Okay, so
I've just put a search in Google and I found you. Quite easy.
Oh, good.
Okay, yeah. Because so legmaster.com, that's America and Canada. The co.uk is obviously the UK and Europe as well. And you're going to start selling again in Australia.
Yes, we're in Australia. Yeah. And as far as, technical stuff, that's one of my skill sets that I don't have either. All I have is a passion of a product and tenacity because, I don't know how to do all the Facebooky .com-y things. But I know it's something.
Yeah. So the Legmaster is out on the internet. There's a Facebook page for Legmaster Slim and Legmaster Total Body Facebook page. Also, Legmaster Slim and Legmaster Total Body are on Instagram as well. As Fiona says, she's not very good with all the technical things. So if anybody is listening right now and they do want to contact Fiona, they want to ask her any questions, whether that's about the show today or the Legmaster, then please feel free either to contact Smile Radio or contact myself. My details are narellesummers.co.uk. My email address is on there. I do have a Facebook group. I have 2 now, actually. One called Be Kind to Your Mind, where I do share little posts and techniques and things about how to be kind to your mind. And then yesterday, I launched my Why Wait Facebook group. Both of them are private. The Why Wait Facebook group is I'm going to help people to lose weight, and I'm going to be sharing techniques on how to deal with the mindset and how to deal with the emotional baggage as well. And I'm going to be running Facebook videos and posts and webinars because I've actually lost quite a lot of weight myself and I've maintained it as well. And that was nothing to do with diet or exercise, really. It was all to do with the mindset and removing all my emotional baggage. Obviously, eating healthily and doing some exercise as well. But the majority about it is your mindset. I'm also on Instagram, Narelle Summers. So if anybody wants to, contact me about any of my shows, about, any of my products, as Fiona mentioned, I do havening. I also do NLP. I do goal mapping. So I actually work on people's pasts, bring them to the present and take them to the future in their life. And so that's what I'm about. I do this show every month. I do have guests most months, or I might do it on my own. But yeah, so that's me. So before I leave, I just want to ask Fiona, if there was one piece of advice you could give to the listeners right now in a similar situation to you back then in the kitchen, what advice would you give them?
I would just say, whatever there is in life that you might want to improve on or change, or if there's anything out there that you really would like to do, you just got to do it. You really have, because life is short. And if you're sitting around unhappy or moaning or wishing you had done it, then that's not a good place to be, and that could be very, very little steps. It's not a case of, I'm just sitting at home washing up, but I'd like to be a CEO. No, just take some little steps, feel the fear, step out of your comfort zone, just a little, just nudge out of it. I mean, I was thrown way out of it, but just a little bit, because you will be really surprised in what you can do. I had no degree, I had no skill sets whatsoever, and I managed it. I survived like Gloria Gaynor, but I think there's a lot of people probably listening that do have skill sets, maybe before children, or maybe, you know, just the whole situation is different for everybody. But I would just say, you know what, just take that little step and then be really pleased with you doing that, and then see where it takes you. And yeah, you know what, reach out to me if you've got any questions regarding anything. I would love, even if I can just inspire one person to maybe, you know, achieve their goal or their dream that they really didn't think they could have, then that would be brilliant.
Well, as you say, small steps lead to big changes. And I just want to say thank you so much for giving your Saturday morning up, coming live on Smile Radio. I really do think that people have, you know, got a lot from this interview, Fiona. I really, really do. I think there's a lot of people out there at the moment in very similar situations. And I think, you know, you're an inspiration.
Well, thanks. As I say, you know, it's been terrifying. It's been a path I never, ever would have thought I would have been on, but I had to go on it. I've embraced it, got over a lot of challenges. And as I say, if I can help other people do whatever their journey is, then I'm always here for people. I've got all those Instagrammy things that I don't do myself, but I'm always happy to respond to messages, or about the leg mask as well. If anyone's got a question, please reach out to me. I'm a people's person. That is my skill set now, and reaching people and helping people is what I love to do as well.
Well,
that's been fantastic.
Well, I've shared the link of legmaster.co.uk on our Facebook and Periscope link. So there's a link there. And if you want to find out any more or listen to the show again, or if you want to catch any of this show or any other show, you can go to our podcast or go to our website, www.smileradio.co/on-demand, or download it from Podbean, iTunes, Spotify, and all the major podcasting sites. All there's left to say is a massive thank you. Great show again, Narelle. And Fiona, continue success in everything that you're doing. I've really loved listening to you this morning. And you've given me a shot in the arm. As Narelle knows, we've had a tough week this week, one thing and another. But it's, if you can do it, you can make it happen. So thank you very, very much.
I want to play Raw by Katy Perry, because I think that everybody has that little kitten inside of them. But the thing is that they have that tiger as well. So let that tiger come out and roar.
Thanks, Narelle. Right, you've been listening to Narelle Summers, Be Kind to Your Mind, live on Smile Radio. Take care, everybody. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend. Stay safe. Look after each other.
Already brushing off the dust. You hear my voice, you hear that sound. Like thunder gonna shake the ground.